Hi, my name is Marguerite Tonery. I am the author of the Kapheus Series of children's books. This is Kapheus Earth, Kapheus Air, and the new one out this Christmas, Kapheus Water. And I'm here relaxing in my office today, and I thought I would read a piece from Kapheus Earth. So, here it is. Eliza and Jamie are a brother and a sister, and they're in this book here, and they live in their house by the woods. So their great uncle Davin comes to visit them. After dinner, the whole family sat together listening to stories of faraway lands, of great adventures and encounters with the most extraordinary of creatures. They heard stories of strange skies, rivers that flowed and splashed and bobbled over stones and yet had no water. They heard about shadows that had no objects and objects that had no shadows. By the time the night threw in, both Eliza and Jamie were completely and utterly in awe of their great uncle Davin. It was only when the grandfather clock sounded the last chime of the night that everyone realised it was well past their bedtime. Now, the next morning, this is what happens. I don't want my children subjected to Kapheus, and I'm not happy you've decided to visit us. Where were you for the past 8 years when we could have done with your help? You're her godfather, and you haven't been around. Now you turn up on our door and expect me to be happy? Well, I'm not happy with this arrangement at all. Aideen, you know her time has come. It's time for both children to see Kapheus, said Davin. Why is it time? What did Kapheus ever do for me? What did it do for any of us? Look at your life, it's a mess. You just wander from place to place and leave people when they need you most. Aideen, it's their time. Time for what? Asked Cathal. Cathal is their dad, and he had just walked through the front door with Eliza and Jamie. Nothing, Cathal, Aideen snapped. Uncle Davin, can we hear another story? Jamie asked. There will be no stories this morning until you are washed and dressed in some clean clothes. Off up the stairs with you, Jamie. Okay, ma'am. I'll be back in a second, Davin. And Jamie ran up the stairs. Davin excused himself and left the room. Eliza, what's that there? Her mother shouted, pointing to a muddy patch on the floor. I didn't do it. I took my shoes off outside. They're Jamie's boot marks. I don't care whose they are. Clean them up, her mother said. Cathal, there's no firewood in the basket. Aideen, I'm only in the door. Can we not leave that for another time? Asked Cathal. No, we can't. I need to heat the house. The weather is turning cold and we have a guest. All right, so, he replied with a sigh, and Cathal put on his hat and headed out into the cold morning. Everyone felt the tension in the house that morning. Eliza was afraid to ask the question on both her and her father's mind. What was the argument about? Aideen remained silent as the air in the whole house filled with her anger. Eliza, Jamie and their father spent the morning tiptoeing around Aideen, trying their best not to incite her anger. After some time, Aideen turned to Eliza. Eliza, Davin wants to give you a present. He's up in your room right now. I don't know what he's doing giving you a present. You're not a bit grateful for anything anyone does for you. Eliza didn't say a word, but silently made her way upstairs to her room to see her present. Can I go? Jamie asked. No, go upstairs and bring down your dirty clothes for the wash and tidy your bed, his mother snapped. Jamie left to do just that. What's going on? Cathal asked. Nothing. Don't ask me the question again. Have you not something to do? Plenty. I'll be chopping wood outside for the next little while if you need me, Cathal said, and he left the house again. Eliza stood in the doorway of her bedroom and watched her uncle drawing what looked like a wood on her bedroom wall. It's Kapheus, Davin said. What's Kapheus? Asked Eliza. The most wonderful place of all. I'll tell you all about it when I've finished drawing. Could you please hand me the green chalk there? Eliza bent down to pick up the chalk, and just as she lifted her head, before handing the chalk to Davin, something startled her. What's wrong? Asked Davin. Nothing. She handed the chalk to her uncle, swiftly left the room and crossed the hallway into Jamie's bedroom. Jamie, Eliza whispered. Not now, Eliza. Jamie. Eliza, go away. But I have to tell you something. It's a secret. A secret? What kind of a secret? Jamie. What is it, Eliza? Did something happen? Yeah, Uncle Davin. Well, he's drawing Kapheus on the wall of my room. What's that? I don't know. It's a place, I think, a wood. Are you serious? Yeah, Mum let him. So what's the secret? Could you please listen to me and stop interrupting? Jamie, you're really not helping me. This is really important. I'm afraid. Okay, go on. I bent down to pick up the green chalk Davin asked me to handle, and I thought I heard something, like the rough rustle of leaves in the wood, like there was an animal moving in the drawing. Jamie jumped from his chair and ran across the hallway into Eliza's bedroom, and they both sat down, watching Davin draw for the rest of that day until the night drew in. That night, Eliza slept in her room, surrounded by the sounds of Kapheus, the woods of Kapheus. And when she was sleeping, when she was just about to sleep, she heard, or she felt, that there was something watching her. And she slowly turned her head around to the drawing. And when she did, she saw a long-eared owl sitting on the branch of a tree, staring down at her. But Eliza didn't mind owls because she was used to the woodlands and she loved owls. So she fell into a deep sleep. And the next morning this happened. She gently placed her delicate brown feet on the bedpost as she landed. She curled them to grip tightly while she stood and waited. A bright red blaze upon her breast was etched with a grey hue above her round white belly. She had the most distinguished, perfectly formed black beak and regal brown wings. The robin tilted her head to one side as she watched the child sleeping. When Eliza slowly woke from her slumber, the little robin sang the sweetest tune, and as soon as she caught Eliza's eye, she flew away, singing as she withdrew into Kapheus. Now we have a problem. Not alone is everything alive in the drawing, everything in that drawing or in Kapheus can come into Eliza's world. So Eliza ran out of her room to find her brother Jamie and to tell him all about the robin. Jamie rushed back into the room and he said, "Are you serious? Did it look real? As real can be, Jamie." "Eliza, do you know what this means? We have to get rid of this drawing. What if something like a lion jumps through? It could have you for breakfast. Or a snake. You hate snakes." "Jamie, it was only a robin, a little red robin." Jamie approached the bedroom wall. "Well, I can't see her. Are you sure you saw a robin? Maybe it flew through your bedroom window." "Jamie, I'm not lying. I know what I saw. That robin flew into Kapheus. It flew through my bedroom wall." "Well, I can't see anything. Even if it was on the branch of that tree there. It's too dark to see anything," said Jamie, stepping closer. "If she has a nest, it would probably be up there," he said, and he leaned in a little further. And then thump! "Jamie, come back!" Eliza reached in and grabbed her brother and pulled him back, and the two of them came crashing onto the floor of Eliza's bedroom. They looked at each other. They looked into Kapheus, and then they looked at the floor of the room, and it was covered in soil from the woodland and broken branches, or broken twigs and leaves, dried leaves. And the next thing they heard this: "Put me back! I demand you put me back!" Who's speaking? "Me, of course. Now I'm asking you to put me back." Eliza looked around her in alarm. So too did Jamie. There behind her on the floor was a tiny brown hedgehog curled up into a tight ball. He looked very afraid. "Put me back this instant. I will tell the great blue dragon. He won't be happy. He won't be happy about this at all." "Where have you come from?" asked Eliza. "I'm from Kapheus and I'm really not happy about this." "We're not going to hurt you. Don't be so angry," said Jamie. And he examined the hedgehog to see if he was injured. "Did we even hurt you?" "Not a step closer. You'll have my spines to contend with." And his white-tipped, prickly spines pointed in all directions. "I'm sorry, Mr. Hedgehog. I'll put you back straight away," said Eliza, jumping to her feet. "You need to stop pointing those spines at us if you want us to help you," said Jamie. "Okay, but no tricks," said the hedgehog. "Here, Eliza, you can have my jumper." So Jamie pulled his jumper off and handed it to Eliza, and Eliza folded it up and placed it on the bedroom floor for the little hedgehog to climb onto it, and she lifted him up. "Be careful, it's very high up here and I don't want to fall again," said the little hedgehog. Eliza carried him to the drawing and tenderly placed him on the woodland floor. He crawled out from Jamie's jumper. "Thank you. You gave me quite a shock, you know. I'm a lot happier now that I can feel the earth beneath my feet. I am Jeremiah Hedgehog, and you are Eliza and Jamie." "How did you know our names?" Jamie asked. "I've been waiting 1,569 years, 2 months, 29 days, and approximately 2 1/3 hours for you to place your feet upon the world of the imagination, upon the earth of Kapheus. How could I possibly forget your names?" did I leave? Oh, that's right. I'll leave it there for now. So that's the beginning of Kapheus